All right, it's good to be here, and I want to welcome everybody here, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the audience. Give yourself a big round of applause. I just made a quick note, never follow the mayor, never come behind him. That's my quick note, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to discuss two issues with you. One of the issues, of course, is the hate crime bill that me and my colleagues had helped me introduce this year in Columbia. That bill unto itself, it has a lot of things in it that make sense, because South Carolina, we're one of 5 states in the country that don't have a hate crime bill. Now, for many of you who don't know me, I'm a state representative. Of course, you read it, District 111. It encompasses part of the city of Charleston, North Charleston, and West Ashley. Mother Emanuel is in my district. The month of June is heavy with me every year because you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's a three-peat. I spent 28 years at a chemical plant, Rodea. Back June 17th, 1991, we had an explosion. We lost 9 people, lost 9 of my friends. And of course, we had the fireman incident, and I was taken back because here comes the month of June, and that number 9. And of course, the Mother Emanuel, the month of June, and that number 9. When things like that happen in anybody's lives, you have to pause and take note. And I say that to say this: anything that I do in my public service position, I'm dedicated, I'm serious, and I'm not afraid of controversy. I do it out of love and respect because I know that we're all equal in the sight of God. The hate crime bill. And I want you to remember H 3063. One of the cries that came out of the Mother Emanuel tragedy, and you've seen the movie. I was there that night with Mayor Riley, spent the night out there with many of my friends, Jerome Hayward, many other people. One thing we realized that night, that our lives had changed forever. But we had to go our different ways. You know, after the tragedy, there's always that surge of commitment, and that surge of all the accolades. But then it always seems like we go back to business as usual. And I'm just telling you the truth. You don't have to clap. I know the truth hurts sometimes. This is why they crucified Christ. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make change. It cannot just be from the social aspect. Won't work. Because long ago when I studied and did my research, whether it's the history of this country or the history of this world, you will not have social progress without economic equality and justice for all. What do you mean when you talk about the economy, the economic part of it? Well, look at this country. We're the greatest country in the world. But yet, when we go into these cities and states that have tragedies, far too many times, and I just got through telling the gentleman, when you come to my state, in my city, which I love, always remember this. You will have people show you the state and the city what they want you to see, and that's the rich and the elites. And then you'll have the middle class and the poor, the grassroots people wanting to show you the state and the city that you need to see. And that's why we always don't come to no resolve, people. I believe in research. Case in point, when the Mother Emanuel tragedy happened, the cries came out from the community. And Mayor Riley, former Mayor Riley, said it himself. This is a hate crime. It's a hate crime. It's a hate crime. Well, I got it because I lived through it like many of you. And I introduced a bill, H 3063, knowing that we were one of 5 states that didn't have a hate crime bill. Arkansas, Georgia, Indiana, Wyoming were in that group. Then the first thing in my research, I wanted to find out, well, why? Why did the other states did what they did, and we can't do what we need to get done? Well, one of the things that came out, the state, we can't supersede federal law. And that's why I'm glad I have a great congressman here, Joe Cunningham. He gets it. He gets it. He understands that. And then the other thing, when you look at the history of the state versus the federal government, when it comes to hate crime, the feds are slow to expedite. It's a slow process. They don't have the power. Woman power, man power is not there. That's what I found out in my research. So the states, knowing that they had the manpower and the woman power, and we can expedite these cases at the ready, it works to our advantage. Now, what I did in my hate crime bill 3063, I included homelessness. Because if anybody ever followed my political career, and I travel with an island of good people, because no man or no woman is an island. I don't do nothing by myself. This ain't no one-man show up here. But what we found out, homeless people, for the most part, they're on the radar. They're murdered. They're raped. They're robbed. When I was on city council, I had 2 or 3 homeless people that was murdered in my district when I was on city council. So I got it back then. The only way we're going to resolve this thing with hate crime, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do what's right and expedient. Case in point, just a couple of months ago, when the young lady had got into the car thinking that the gentleman was an Uber cab driver, whatever the case might have been, no woman, no man deserves such a death. You know what we did in the General Assembly? We act, and we act with expediency. That's my case. I call that Exhibit A. Literally, that bill became an act within a couple of months. No question asked, because I supported it, and I still do to this day. But now, let me take you back in time. In June, the Mother Emanuel tragedy, Wendell Gilliard introduced a hate crime bill. Well, here we are 4 years later, not 1 life, because 1 life is 1 too many, but 9 lives, and we still don't have a hate crime bill. That should say volumes, ladies and gentlemen. If the truth is the light, we better wake up. We can have a hate crime bill, and we're going to get a hate crime bill. Just like we got the body camera bill that I introduced, and I give the General Assembly credit to this day for that. See, we can make things happen if you listen. Politicians, we should all be judged by what we do, not by what we say. Don't do that. Judge us. You can get our information at the ready. It's on the website. It's everywhere. We have nothing to hide. I don't have anything to hide. I can take my lumps. I love insults because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna love and respect people as human beings. And that's why the hate crime bill is so important. Nobody has a right to be murdered or maimed because of their sexual orientation. People are human. We're all human. Wake up. We need a hate crime bill. Nobody has a right to be maimed or murdered because of their religion. No. We are better than this. We are greater than this. H 3063. I challenge the mayor. I challenge the governor. Everybody at the sound of my voice, get on board. Because if we don't do this, we're just going through a revolving door waiting for the next tragedy. And I don't want to be on that train. Why is it so hard for us to understand that when we introduce bills and people don't pay attention, that we don't ever get anything done? Because you're looking at the messenger, you're not listening to the message. That's what's wrong with our state, our county, our city. That's what's wrong with the world. Now, I always tell my friends, whether you're on the far left or the far right, I see you as human beings. Whether you've been to Harvard or just came out the homeless shelter, ain't no shame in my game, people. I see you all the same. And until we start doing that, and I know Senator Kempson will say, there go Wendell again, he's preaching. But I'm not going to change, because if this is me. If I get out of character, then I feel I'm putting on a facade, a show. I'm from the family of 11. My father always taught me to be a man, tell the truth, treat people with dignity and respect. Because the only thing people see in our society is green. They really don't care about your color or your ethnicity. They don't care. The last thing I want to talk to you today is guns. Ladies and gentlemen, I've read and read the FBI report. I can't count the times. And I see all these tragedies, even with the 4-year-old young girl. We have more people that are registered carrying guns in this country more than we got people in the country. Something not right about that picture? No, I love this. I know I was going to get that. I understand that. This ain't about nobody's Second Amendment. This is about the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not. That's the way I see life. We've got too many guns in our communities. Ronald Reagan was right. Now I'm going to tell you something. I'm a die-hard Democrat. Some of my people in the Democrat Party got problems with that, so don't feel bad. But look here. Ronald Reagan was right. Assault weapons do have a place in our society. They belong in the hands of our military. He was right. He was right. And many of you young students, when you do research, the more knowledge you gain, and I told my children this, I'll send you to college, but don't come back in my doors weighing your knowledge up here. You weigh your common sense up here. See, that's what we need. Your knowledge comes from here, because this will move the heart and won't make you afraid of nobody, rich or poor. But we need to get the guns. Let me tell you what the FBI report says, and I'm finished. And look, people, being a black man from a black community, believe in diversity, and that's me, I believe in diversity. Just like your white and Jewish brothers and sisters from your own community, you have to believe in diversity. The FBI reports tells us the guns are coming in our communities, believe it or not, number one, from people who are college educated, go get their business license to purchase the gun. They go purchase the guns, and then they sell the guns underground. They do it every day, see? You see that stigma we got? Now in the FBI report, you'll also see straw purchases. You see? You know, when people say, look, I'm not old enough, or I got something on my record, let me give you a couple of $1,000, you go purchase the gun in the community. And then the third thing in the report, I'm telling you the truth here, people. People who buy guns and they're just careless. Like somebody did the other day with the young girl. And there are going to be more young girls. And it's going to be more fathers getting shot by teen sons. And vice versa. I mean, look, we're saturated with guns. We got to get back to the days when we just walk up to people and say, how are you doing? Treat people with dignity and respect. You see, we talk dignity and respect, but words are cheap when they're not put in action. Got to remember that. It's too many funerals, ladies and gentlemen. When y'all elect us in office, make sure we're not afraid to challenge the status quo. The graveyard's going to be the same. They're going to bury us just as much deep as they buried the homeless person. What's wrong with us? We're just here for a moment. Come on, people, wake up. I could be mayor of this city if I want. I could be governor. Oh, I love the laughter, because they laughed at me when I told them I'm going to be a council member and I'm going to be a state lawmaker. I can do this. You know why? You know why? Because just like Dr. King said, and I'll leave you with this, we have two choices in life, ladies and gentlemen. We either learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we will all perish as fools. I don't plan to do the latter. Bless you.